I have
Yeah.
here that you made 8 grand. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's accurate. Hit my account this morning.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah.
Nice little fatty coming in. That's good.
Yep.
All right. Welcome back. We have David Lewis here. David Lewis had an incredible week. We're about to jump into it. First, how long have you been on the team, David?
About 8 or 9 weeks now.
Okay, cool. So that's less than 3 months, right?
Yep.
Sick. And you had what you just tell me, what was your, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. What was your like crazy week that you just had?
It was the week before last, and it was probably my fourth day that Monday starting in Delaware. And I was crazy motivated because new market just kind of popped off.
Yeah. Well,
And
tell me
it's,
about it. So I have
yeah.
here that you made 8 grand. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's accurate. Hit my account this morning.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah.
Nice little fatty coming in. That's good.
Yep.
How do you feel about that? Wait, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay. How do you feel about getting
Yeah.
like so 8 grand in a week is pacing toward like 8 times 4, like a 20-ish grand month, but
Yeah.
$8,000, like what do you think about has it changed your perspective on money at all?
It definitely has because before this week, before I started with royalty, I was in college, which I graduated, and I never really had a full-time job. I also played football, so I didn't really have time for jobs. So I never really had much money. My parents helped me out a lot, and now that I'm making 8 grand in one week, it definitely changes that perspective like crazy. I can't lie.
How has it
And it
changed? What do you think you're capable of?
I think I'm capable of much more now. Now that I'm seeing that steady checks come in, it just pushes me even harder to like keep it coming. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. So tell me about so we get a lot of people coming from sports, and the environment of sports is obviously super attractive to high performers because you're in a team
Yeah.
environment. How does this team relate or overlap with what you experienced when you played football?
Dude, I think there's a lot of the same things. Like serial listens is almost just like watching film. Got to go over your film to get better. Reps are super important on the doors. To get better, you got to get reps. And the same thing with football, like practice, 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 pitch practice, team meetings. Same thing. We would have team meetings all the time, even one-on-one meetings with your trainer, just like a one-on meeting with your coach. You did something wrong, you're doing something good. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of similar qualities, and we're all helping each other, trying to become better men, become better sales reps, and just become better overall, which is what I really like. It was an easy transition because it's something I'm used to. Living in a house full of dudes, same age as me, same goals, something that I'm
Yeah.
used to. So it was an easy transition.
That's awesome. So I'm curious what you would say and answer honestly, right? Because there's not always an easy answer for it. But someone who's in school right now in a similar position, maybe hasn't graduated yet, because we do run into that quite a bit. They're in
Yeah,
football. They realize that football is awesome, but it's not necessarily going to pay their future. And they might even be
yeah.
taking on debt to be in school. What would you say to that person that's interested in this opportunity, but they're kind of tied to their college life right now?
Yeah, I would say college life is great, but you just got to think of your future because especially if you're having to pay for school, you're going to have to pay that debt off for 10 plus years. And an opportunity like this doesn't come often. I haven't seen much opportunities like this. I've been trying to get some of my other teammates to come on, and it's something that you shouldn't take lightly. This opportunity could change your life, could help motivate things down the road. Just learn these skills, something so valuable that not a lot of people get the opportunity to get. And if you're in a position where you're like, maybe this sport isn't for me, I've played it my whole life, which it is a tough thing to give up, but we're at an age where we got to think about our future, and this job would just be a great opportunity to learn the skills, to have skills for the rest of our lives that could help us.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you went from when did you graduate? What was the last semester?
This past May,
Okay, yeah. So you went from May to making like what? Like what was an average job that you had there?
dude, the last job I worked was golf course maintenance, and it was just a part-time last summer, and I probably made like three, maybe 4 grand the whole summer,
Yeah, dude. So
and I was putting in the hours.
you go from that, balancing football to like 8 grand in a week.
I know it does
That's
feel
life
crazy.
changing.
It is.
Yeah. So I understand. I understand definitely the reservations around people not wanting to leave school. And I don't necessarily say everybody should leave school, but man, like you're what do you say you're 22, 23?
22.
22, dude, like you're gonna be set up as long as you're disciplined with this stuff, which is something we
Yeah.
talk a lot about, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not in an environment of people that are flashy. I mean, some people buy a car or whatever, but like you're not gonna walk around seeing like a bunch of people wearing like loud clothing.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
certainly they can afford to, but it's not like you're not pressured to buy dumb things, which means at
Yeah,
22,
exactly.
dude, by 25 or 30, like you plan right, you could be in a great position.
Yeah.
So
And that's another reason why I love royalty is because all the managers, they try to set us up for our future.
Yeah.
Like during the Royal Rumbles, even the L10s, they just go over things that would how to invest money, how to save money, how to do our taxes right, just so we can better ourselves. And in 10 years down the road, if we're not even in the company, we'll still be using the skills we learned today.
100%. 100%. And yeah, and Adam specifically talks about that. I don't know the time frame he exactly says, but it's not meant to force everybody to stay in the company, right? There's a lot of companies that are designed with like golden handcuffs, like we want you here forever. This for a rep is not designed to have to be that way. If you want to be that way, obviously you have guys like Holden that have in 2 years grown to like the top of management, huge opportunities, huge income. But there's plenty of reps where we're like, hey, we want to be a business crash course. Like, hey, we're going to
Yeah,
teach you from the ground zero. Here's the most important skill in business. And then if you want to like go do entrepreneurial stuff, hey, we have opportunities for you to learn that, which is
yeah.
insanely valuable.
And if you're in school for a business major, I didn't major in business. I majored in criminal justice. I was thinking about going down that route, but I don't think I'll ever work a 9 to 5 in my life ever again. But if you're a
Nice.
business major and you're like, I don't know about the school stuff, I don't think I've learned anything, then you need to look into royalty because I mean this job is literally, like you said, a crash course on how to run a business.
Yeah.
We probably learn way more than you would learn in 6 semesters at school. You know what I mean?
But you tell your professor you made 8 grand in a week, most of the professors are going to get red faced because they've never seen that,
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
understandably. But so how did you originally did someone mention it to you? Did you see a video? How did you find out about it?
So one of the top reps last quarter, Kobe Baldwin, me and him went to school together starting in middle school. And so we've just known each other for a while. He actually got moved up to trainer and he kind of just told me about it, said he was doing really good. I still didn't know what I wanted to do after college. So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot.
Nice.
I'm very thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think are the reservations? Like, just curious about your old former team members. I'm just curious, what do you think their reservations are in terms of them coming out? Just because I'm sure we deal with a lot of that of people that are considering it.
Yeah, I would say what's holding people back is they just don't really believe. You know what I mean? They think it's too good to be true, which I mean, for a second I did too. I can't lie, but you
Yeah.
just got to trust. You got to trust the process. And if you have someone you know that's working in the company and they're trying to get you to come out, you just have to put your trust in them. I did, and it worked out for me. I'm making so much more money than I thought I would after college, and I'm glad I made that decision. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I love that. So when you came out here, were you a pro at sales? Were you some phenom?
No, I would say I was not. I would like my first week, I would get so nervous on the doors that I would run out of breath. But like I said, it's about the reps.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me more about the mindset when you get out here, because I think that the first hurdle is people believing that it's true. And it's almost hard to actually put real numbers out there because 8 grand in a week, like that doesn't sound real. But we just have so many stories like that that it's eventually, people believe it's real.
Yeah,
And then the second thing is, can I actually do this? And I don't think people doubt their capabilities. I think they doubt whether the company, like so many companies out there, don't care. They'll just throw you out there and say good luck. What was the
yeah.
training like? What do you feel like you've developed over this time that's made you better?
I think the training was very hands-on. You got someone behind you helping you every step of the way. You're getting your reps in at the house, on the doors, listening to zeros. So you do get a lot of training, and it's something uncomfortable at first. I mean, you're knocking on people's doors, but with reps, you get more comfortable. And for someone just starting out, I mean, especially if you played sports, you're used to having to communicate to all sorts of people. So I think that translates very well. And I think if you put your mind to it, I think anyone can do it. Just got to put in the reps and just trust. Really, I think the biggest thing is just trust.
I love that.
Just trust the process.
Yeah, and I think the process is dialed in enough to where you have just so much support. I mean, I can't stress it enough. The design of the teams is built to create other winners. It is 100% by winners for winners, and it's
Exactly.
it's meant like we front the cost of housing, flight tickets out, all of these things,
Mhm.
which means that we believe we can make people successful. Because otherwise, we'd be like, hey, get your own hotel, your own
Yeah,
flight,
exactly.
and then good luck. But
You
it's like
guys invest
no,
in us. Yeah,
exactly.
which I like.
It's an upfront cost for a payoff, and the payoff is like, hey, if you're willing to put in the work, then it's just unfortunate that when you have some like, have you ever seen the video of the guy in New York giving out gold? I think Adam has shown it before. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
I don't think I've seen it.
Well, he's in New York. He's a jeweler, and he's giving out like an ounce of gold or something, some kind of like gold amount, and people won't take it
Uh-huh.
because they don't believe it's true. And to be fair, like, yeah, why would someone do
Yeah,
that? But
yeah,
at the
yeah.
same rate, like, if someone is on camera talking about making $8,000 a month, it's like giving out the gold. You're like, dude, I
Yeah,
promise
that
you,
is
this is a
true.
life changing opportunity. I don't know what else I can show, but it's like amazing to see this many stories. So what would you
Yeah.
say, just kind of as a wrap up, what would you say to the guy who's like, dude, I don't believe you, like maybe it's true? What would you say to that skeptic?
I'd say hit me up. I'll show you my pay stub. But I would say just trust the process. You just got to put trust in yourself. If you really believe in yourself, believe you can do anything that you put your mind to, then you would be successful doing this. Because it takes a good mindset. Just because you got to be committed and you just got to put in the reps, just get comfortable, and then if you believe in yourself, you'll be able to do it. I mean,
Baller. I love it, man. Couldn't have said it better myself. Dude, thanks for coming on here. I appreciate you sharing your story, and I hope we get some more
sir.
football players in on the team.
Yep, I know. Well, I appreciate it.